Welcome back to the channel and welcome to all of those of you that are new. My name is Kira Siva. I am a spiritual mentor and healer, and today we are going to find out why your guides chose you. I am so excited to do this reading for you. Before we hop into the piles, if you want a personalized reading, I am offering personal readings now. They are open. I just did a restock for June, so you can find the link in the description. It's just a great way of getting some extra personalized guidance and connecting with your bigger questions in life. Okay, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Connect with your intuition. This is going to be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, again pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and we'll go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Pile number 1. Okay, welcome to your pile. So I'm going to take you through just like the meaning behind the cards that I pulled, and we're going to walk through this. So this is your significator card. So this is like the essence of why your spirit guides chose you in this lifetime. I can see just by this beginning card that you have this amazing ability to go inward, and that you have a deep and rich inner life. It's a nice little cell phone bell confirmation there. You're just one of those really special people that lives internally to the external world versus living externally to the internal world. So you lead with your internal realm. When you face challenges, problems, questions, you are like expert level at being able to go inside and really dive deep into yourself. And there is so much wisdom, peace, contentment, comfort, and clarity in that space for you. So when you run into these roadblocks, your soul has already evolved to the point where you don't have to, force yourself to sit and meditate and get those guided answers within. You already know how to do that. And let me tell you, for a lot of people in the world, sitting for 5 minutes in meditation, keeping their eyes closed, is really hard. It's really, really hard. So that's one of the main reasons, is just your inner realm is so deep and so rich, and you're so communicative when you are focused in towards your soul, that they really wanted to work with that in this lifetime. This angel card, when I pulled that, it was like, what is your emotional landscape? Like why did your spirit guides choose you? Because of this aspect of your emotional landscape. So yours is to make your decisions. Ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? I think this, again, we all come here to learn different lessons, and you're an easy character in following guidance. You're an easy character when it comes to, hey, I'm your spirit team, and I told you, I gave you the intuitive nudge to turn left, and you listened. Because again, you are so deeply in tune and connected with your inner world that listening to the signs, the signals, you're very attuned to the environment around you. So when you are getting messages from your spirit guides, you listen to that and you take action. And also you have a really deep sense of self-reliance when it comes to needing things. So some people out there, sometimes myself included, we get a little insecure in our spiritual life. Like, can I hear you? Can I hear you? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing right? Like, you're not that person. You are solid inside. You're like, yes, I trust that the path is unfolding. I'm going to listen to my intuition. And I know that by doing that, I'm following the path towards my highest good. And you may feel like you had to wake up into that and evolve into that, but that's where you're at right now. You are super good on that, and that part of you will continue to be a part of who you are for the rest of your life, because it is a part of soul learning that you have already done. And now it's just like a part of who you come into lives when you come into these characters, it being incarnate. Now, these moon cards I pulled with the specific intention of, what are your hidden gifts that your spirit guides are helping you bring out, or like part of the reason they're interested even in helping you in this lifetime? You have this really, your whole spread is like this, but these two cards, there is there's an immovability, like with the meaning of both of these cards. So that really tells me that you have an uncanny ability to, one, trust the universe, and two, have like amazing perseverance. Like the whole world could look like it's going one way and you're like, no, I know in my gut, I feel it. It looks like it's a mess right now, but it's not. Everything is working out in perfect and divine order, and I can completely see and understand like that this is going to all play out for my highest good, and everything will absolutely fall into place in the world around me. So you just have this incredible deep sense of trust, an incredible ability to trust the universe, trust the process, trust putting one foot in front of the other, even in the darkness of the unknown. It also really, I think, calls back to how there's so much dark sky space in the, I mean, I know these are Moonology cards, but there's so much dark sky space in this. Like, again, that just calls back to your gifts are really your ability to master your internal world. And so what Spirit is doing is they are using you as a model to show other people the which may be why sometimes you get thrown in some pretty wild situations, right? But we have to go through those, because if other people are going through that and they don't have a model for how to gracefully go through those things, or, you know, a lot of times our biggest gifts would never get uncovered if we didn't hit the contrast of those gifts, if we didn't hit the challenge that would cause the rise of those gifts to come out of us. So you are have an incredible ability to trust. You have an incredible ability to just say, like, I know that at the end of the day, everything's working out in a beautiful way. And I'd also say that you have some visionary capabilities. So even if you don't feel like you're very clairvoyant, or that your third eye is very strong, or maybe you actually do, that's the vibe they're giving me right now, is that you actually understand how visionary you can be. That is one of your gifts that you are supposed to bring out into the world. Sometimes what this looks like is when you go out and engage with the world, you trust your intuition, and that intuition is giving you the images of what is happening at a deeper level with the world around you. For example, say you go and talk to somebody and they're talking about something, and you just like, you know, you see them, you see their body language, you know, like you see through them and into them. So it's like you see them with your physical eyes, and then you see them with your third eye. Sometimes that's seeing their soul and the radiant truth of who they are, and by focusing on that, you're strengthening that in them and pulling those qualities up to the surface of them. And sometimes it's just like literal messages, like messages from deceased loved ones, messages from their spirit team, messages from just the universe in general, or just sometimes the souls talk, right? Like you're talking as a soul, they're talking as a soul. You're getting images of what they need to hear be reflected back to them. And by you painting these images, it allows them to connect the dots with the questions, the concerns, and the situations in their life. I also really can tell that your ability as a visionary in meditation to send out healing energy, to be with people sometimes in meditation, when you sit, especially as you spiritually develop a lot more, images of people will just come in front of your third eye. It's the wildest thing. You're just sitting there and it's just like flash a person, flash a person, flash a person, and you're just blessing them. You're like, okay, bless you, you know, whatever blessing methodology that you follow according to your spiritual life. But you have a lot of potential to do this, and they're telling me that use it on the earth. Use it on the places that need extra love, light, healing on the earth. You're going to get more spiritual experiences by doing that. Like, you're going to be helping, and the visions that you have are the reality of that spiritual space. So by you showing up and doing that, you are ultimately helping the planet and the people and the animals and the plants and all of the things. So they really wanted to highlight and like tell you that this is really funny. They're like bossing me. You need to get to work, I guess. Like, I guess you haven't been doing enough of your work with this. So they're telling me that you have to use your visionary capabilities in meditation and your healing capabilities, and you need, it's another phone notification, and you need to get to work. So this is a pretty strong message. I don't know who's been slacking, but there's no more slacking, okay? There's a lot going on. We got a lot to do, a lot of ground to cover. They're saying, like, you know what you're supposed to do, so get to work with it. Okay, that was hilarious. I haven't actually been bossed around by the collective spirit guides before, so that's fun. They're having a really good time with me right now. Okay, up here we have the your tarot cards. So part of the poll of this was just like, tell me more about your person and why you chose them. So this is a lifetime. Part of the reason you have mastered going inward so much is because you have been through some really tough life circumstances. And in this lifetime, you are learning how to rebuild your self-esteem. You're learning how to rebuild your self-esteem, and you are also learning how, it's weird, but like to pray yourself out of poverty. Even like with prayer, that could be, you know, you're working with your subconscious, you're doing a lot of reprogramming. And also the word prayer just keeps coming up. Like, I just see that so strongly here with the Hierophant and the Five of Pentacles. So you could be praying for other people who are in poverty, and you could also be the person that is breaking the generational curses that you have had handed down to you. Some of them you may know about, some of them you may not know about. It seems like it goes back in your family line a long time. But you are this person. You have a heart of gold. You are a complete badass. Like, you work hard. You are a warrior. You are a warrior, and you are going to bring justice to this lifetime because you are so embodied and connected internally. So as you navigate the world and gain your confidence again, you're going to which comes back to you needing to do this work. I guess this is a spiritual work reading now, but basically, like, you are this warrior. You need to get over the self-confidence and unworthiness issues because you are a complete badass. You probably have been in some kind of religion before, but I don't think that that's the way out for you. I think that that has just been what you inherited. But you do a lot of prayer because you see just how much, like, internal. You're just one of those like really highly energetic internal mastery people. So as you pray to get out of these things, as you pray, maybe you're actually praying to get out of difficult financial situations right now, and the way to do that is through blessing the world in your meditations. I take it or leave it, do with it that you want. That's just what's coming through. So, but they really like this about you. They really like that you have deep devotion. They really like that you have a strong sense of justice. They really liked that you are a warrior. Like, even if you hit difficult circumstances, you're not just gonna roll over and cry on the ground. Like, you're gonna pick yourself up and you're gonna dust off your bloody knees and you're gonna look at the sky and scream and like, I will not surrender. I'm going to conquer this. That's a very special characteristic to have. So they really, really like those things about you, and they really want to help you reach your dreams and just do a lot of good in the world. So pile number 1, this is what I see for you. I have never been so bossed around by somebody's spirit guides, and never been fully telling people that they need to get to work on their spiritual work. So I hope you start today. Otherwise, your spirit guides will probably be back in another reading. Pile number 1, this was delightful. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you would like a personal reading, please click the link in the description. And thank you so much to everybody who has already gotten readings. And until next time, pile number 1, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 2. Okay, so I'm going to just take you through what each of these cards mean, and we're going to dive into why your spirit guides chose you. So this is your significator card. This is like the energy that you are bringing to the table. And you have Lakshmi. I am the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. The whole feel that I get from your pile is that you are like the Venusian pile. Like, you are here for the luxury, the beauty, and like experiencing the divine as through beauty, through luxury, through care and comfort. So I can see that you are really a wealthy person inside and out. You have a rich and wealthy inner life and also a rich and wealthy outer life. They're really highlighting the stream of coins coming out. So that tells me that you're really generous. You have a really generous energy about you, and that you are willing to share the abundance with others. Like, your cup is so overflowing that it is easy and natural to give that overflow to the people around you. And that's so incredibly sweet. And I think that it is a healing force in the world. A lot of times when people are stuck and scarce and lack, to be around somebody with such an abundant mindset and such an abundant energy, like a big abundant energy, it models that for somebody else. It helps them see what it is, and it gives them that flavor of that energy. And a lot of times people will actually flip their energies to match where your energy is at. So this abundance giving that you have helps on a practical level and also on a spiritual and energetic level. I also see up here there's just like so much radiance coming through your crown chakra and this lotus with the heart chakra. So you're really divinely guided, and you really let the light of your soul through your heart space, and also you channel the messages from the divine. It's very effortless. It feels very natural. It flows so easily and smoothly, and you are really, really good at loving the world. You just have a really huge, loving, abundant heart. I just get this picture of like this beautiful, jovial woman that's just laughing, and you know, everybody's suddenly around her laughing because it's so contagious. The liquidy richness that happens with that kind of love is just so contagious. It's so fun. It's so fun. So this angel card here, which you have Bethany, you take excellent care of yourself. Everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today. This card is to represent like what in your emotional characteristics did your spirit guides really love about you. And so what they're saying is like they love that you naturally know how to appreciate and nurture yourself. You are so good at enjoying. There are so many people in the world that are stuck in being grumpy and salty and gritty about life, but that is not you. You are one smooth character. You know how to enjoy things. You know how to you drink your water, but you're like, oh my God, this water is just nourishing my body. I'm gonna eat some yummy, nutritious food, but also I'm gonna indulge in this cake. You get it. You get self-care. You get the love and nurturing and the appreciation of self. So that is just a natural part of your character, of your personality, and they really like that about you because, again, sometimes when you deal with grumpy people that are committed to being grumpy, it can be really hard to work with them, but you're not that way. You have mastered the art of being a luxurious goddess or god. You're cool with that, and it feels good, and it's just nice. They get a lot of they get enjoyment out of seeing you be so happy and enjoying yourself. So these two moon cards over here, I really pulled those as what are your hidden talents that either drew your spirit guides to you or that they're helping bring out. Your whole reading is so full, so abundant. Everything is about this big, smooth, luxurious energy. So one of your, and I just want to note, you have 2 full moons. So again, your energy is big, but it's not abrasive. It's smooth. It's refined in the way that you are comfortable with who you are. So there's no edges because you're everything is all good. So one of your hidden talents that is going to come out in this lifetime that they're either helping you with or that they saw in you and they're I want to be a part of that, is your ability to manifest big things and to understand how to use big emotions in the world. I am a woman, so I can only say this really from this perspective of living in the US and being socialized as a female, but a lot of times we are told that big feelings are not acceptable and that we inherently are not acceptable because we have big feelings. You were able to not buy into that programming, and so when you have big feelings, you can have big joy. You can have big joy, and that can ripple out and affect 5,000 people. It has such a massive reach to it, and it's not damaging. And I think that it's so important that people, even if you had big anger or you had big, just big emotions, I think there is something that's so beautiful about being able to put that out into the world. It also signifies that you understand how to take really big ideas and concepts and feelings and share them with the masses. You're here is, the secret steps, which are never really secret, to really manifesting big things in your life. Here's how you hold big energy. Here's how you hold, it's like you impact a lot of people. And by you sharing your feelings, your emotions, the largeness of who you are, it unlocks the largeness in other people. It can be hard for us to take up space, but you don't have a problem with that. Even look on this moon on this card. This moon has no problem taking up the whole card. We have to have that, right? We have to be able to unfurl and show the world our giant souls, right? So that is something that is a talent for you, and you're bringing that out. I would also say, and this is probably, it's hidden, but if it hasn't already, if I feel like it's already come out, but if it hasn't, it will very, very soon come out. If you are an herbalist, or you are deeply connected to nature, or you are like in beauty, in luxury, in music, and arts, whenever I see this Virgo card, I always think of like my beautiful herbalist witches out there, like, or women that are so attuned to nature. And you don't have to necessarily be a woman, but that feminine energy that is so attuned to nature, that is soft and sweet, but also like completely nourished, completely like revitalized. You show the world what it is to be good enough. And I'm sure you get like a lot of jealousy and some backlash for that, but at the same time, we all know that those people are just jealous, and they don't know how to feel that way in themselves, and they want that, and they want to feel that way, but they don't know how to connect the pieces. But again, by you just being you just being like, I am gorgeous, I am drinking my beautiful herbal tea, and it's got nettles and roses and red clover. I'm gonna go play in my garden and eat fresh green beans and snap peas off the vine. I'm gonna collect my cucumbers. Like that whole vibe of abundance in nature, and like just enjoying the moment, that whole thing is a part of your hidden talents. You also may be a really great, I keep getting flowers, like cut flowers. You're really good with plants. You're really good with attuning to nature, and you're really good with balancing your personal body's 5 elements and just living in that and enjoying it. And so that is a huge, huge, huge gift that people need to see examples of in the world. I know I'm like on a big kick of modeling today. Like, how do you show up and show other people through action versus words? But like, that's who you are. You're just this big, loving earth energy, and I am here for it. Like, you are the goddess of the earth, a piece of her incarnate. Love it. Okay, up here is your tarot. I asked for your tarot cards to be, tell me more about your person and like what drew you to them, like why did you choose them? So again, this is, you are somebody, first of all, another large, full, sun. We have the full moons and this giant sun. You're just fully embodied. Like, you came in as nobility. You came in knowing your self-worth, and that is such a big deal. So your guides didn't want to have to like, there's different stages of working with people with their self-worth, and you were already so evolved with that they were like, this is my person I want to support in this lifetime. There's also this really interesting dynamic. We can see the skull and the baby. So there's this cycle of life. So you are somebody that's maybe interested in the transitions, like where were you before you were born, and where do you go after you die, and what is the cycle of life? What is the truth and the meaning behind life and death? What does it really mean to live, and what does it really mean to die? And do we actually die? Or like, where do we go? And there's so many questions, big questions that come in between those spaces. I could also see that you were somebody that's like a doula. Like, you're either a birth doula or a death doula. You are a transition person. You're using this innate priestess energy, this innate spiritual space. Like, look, she's like, I'm getting goosebumps, God. So this is like how you are in the spirit world, right? You're like, you are a transition person, and you're standing at the doorway, and you're either helping the soul come in or you're helping the soul go out. The wisdom and got the goosebumps. The wisdom that comes in these spaces, right? Like I have goosebumps all over my body. I am a transition person as well, so this may be hitting a little hard for me, but this is very mystical. This is very, very mystical, and I think that's why you're so comfortable being so abundant, is that when you do these activities, that you are helping new beginnings happen and endings happen. That's where your power and talent is, and that transformational space is really cool. But I feel rambly now. Wow. I think you guys opened a portal at the beginning of life and at the end of life. It takes a very specific kind of person that can straddle the world and not get lost in either. So your spirit guides are telling me that you and your soul, when you are being your mystical self, one, are really happy doing this. Two, are just like a mysterious person and they enjoy that about you. But there's a weaving. There's like a weaving of fates, and a lot of times when you're the weaver, you actually aren't doing a lot of action. You're observing the play itself out. So, and we even have like we even have a full circle here. That's hilarious. You guys are just so complete. You're just so complete. Your spirit guides like you because you're so complete, and you're here and you're doing this really challenging and beautiful work, and it's necessary, and you know how to take care of yourself, and they're here for all of it. They love all of this about you, and they feel privileged to be able to work with you in these spaces and also with this. So even with the emotions running high, maybe you're really good at holding big big feelings for people, right? When somebody is passing, when somebody is at the very end of their life, it is a privilege and an honor to sit with them. It is a privilege and an honor to be there in their final moments, to take care of their body afterwards, to do the ceremonies. Like it is, it can be a really peaceful and beautiful and mystic space. And so you either do that on the baby end or you do that on the dying end, and that is, both of those times in life are hugely emotional times, and so you really bring your grace and your beauty to that, and that is amazing. And I can't stop having goosebumps. So pile number 2. Wow. I hope you like this reading, and thank you for doing all of the work you do on the plan in such a beautiful way, because it makes all of the difference. If you'd like a personal reading, click the link in the description box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, pile number 2, I hope you have a beautiful and pile number 3. Okay, so this is why your spirit guides chose you, and I'm going to take you through each card and the intention and meaning behind why I pulled them. So this is your significator card. This is basically like the main energy you bring through and the main reason that your spirit guides chose you. So you have Sarada Devi, and that is unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. So your soul energy is the embodiment of love. That's why. That's the big reason. Like, I also want to say, when I was picking out this pile, normally I shuffle the cards and a card will fall out, or sometimes like I will like shuffle the cards together and then pick a card from there. Your pile, I had to like flip through the tarot cards. I got 5 tarot cards, first of all, but when I was flipping through the tarot cards, it was like your spirit guides were looking through the files of souls. Like they needed to come back on assignment to the planet, and so they were looking through the files and they came across you. And they were like, that's the one we want. This is an interesting person. This is a really interesting person. So they really loved truly, that you are the embodiment of love. You have mastered that on the earth plane, and you must be one heck of a loving character in the spirit world, because this is a saint. Like, she is a fully mastered being. And we got a great notification from the phone. So we see up here, we have the crown chakra and the heart chakra. You are bringing in a lot of love and wisdom through there, and you really radiate cosmic wisdom and the wisdom of the heart. So that really the big wisdom of spiritual love. Now, this Maya card, when I asked for the angel card, it was basically like, what is your emotional landscape that really drew your spirit guides to you? And so what they are saying with this is that you are somebody that loves to learn. There is a curiosity in you, there is a desire in you, there is an ability in you where you are out there and you are learning. You're like a voracious learner, whether you're doing that formally in a school or you're doing it personally in your life. And they really liked that you get a lot of joy out of learning and that you have a lot of natural curiosity. It makes it really fun to work with you because you're just like bright and uplifted, and like you're really into your spiritual studies, you're really into cosmic wisdom, but like you'll actually like get into it. You'll actually learn about it. So you have a lot of higher learning. I also see a lot of geometric shape here. So maybe you work with yantras, maybe you work with sacred geometry, or maybe you do a lot of drawing. Something about like having a lot of angles and understanding the power of not only sound, but visualization, like how things come into creation. So there's just a lot of sacred studies of occult and mystical things. Now, your moon cards, when I pulled those, these are your hidden talents or things that like either your spirit guides saw in you or that they're going to help you bring out in this lifetime. So you have the gibbous moon and the new moon in Cancer. So one, you have a really we have the new moon and the full moon. So one, your hidden talents at the beginning of your life were very hidden, and there was a sliver of them. Now, as you get older in life, they are blooming fully. Like the moon is becoming a very full moon. So you're going to reach all of the things that you came here into your life to experience. You're going to actually reach the top of that. You are a protector soul. Knowledge is power. The ability to help other people through your knowledge is power. So you have an ability to use your emotions, the skills you have learned just through whatever you've been curious about studying, your spiritual knowledge, your I don't know the word tactile knowledge. I don't know what tactile knowledge means, but that's the word that came up. You will take your learnings and you apply love to that. Like I'm seeing like a scholar who writes papers that then goes on to write laws and bills and talks in front of, you know, political figures and protects people through their knowledge of their specialty, right? So you have this, I would say like when a Cancer is being protective of those that they love, they are fierce, right? Like the crab is not backing down, but also there's a lot of wisdom in it. And I can just see you really applying that for good, because it's almost like you're a saint that's incarnate. I don't mean to say that and like, don't get egotistical about it, but sometimes saints come back, you know, and I wouldn't get hung up on it because I think that's kind of a spiritual trap, but it's like you're a volunteer, and like you didn't have to come back, but you decided to come back, but your spirit guides like chose you because they were like, oh, this one doesn't need to come back, but they're willing to. And so we're going to help them accomplish moving change forward. Like, we're going to help them protect the people they're trying to protect. Over here in the gibbous moon, we're going to come back to that one. We're going to come back to that one. So let's go back up here. These tarot cards, so this is when I was like, tell me more about your person. And then I had to like hand shuffle through the cards to find the ones they wanted. And then they gave me an extra card. One, you are rich and abundant. You just, you've mastered a lot of the material life. You know how to go after what you want and get it. Like, this is wild. 3 Pentacles, 3 Pentacle cards. Incredible. So that tells me that you really understand things like time management, managing just like a lot of different facets of life. You know, we see her, she's like cooking and cleaning and holding the baby and doing all these things and like reaching for the goal. So you understand how to manage the different areas of life and find balance with them and really find enjoyment. So they love, 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 love this about you. They love that your willingness to surrender to your emotions and allow them to flow is so freaking magical. Like, when you are in good spaces, they love that. They love that you have this about your character. They are just showing me, man, they love that. They're like highlighting this card, like, look at how much enjoyment she's having. Look at how all of her cups are overflowing and she's so happy and she's so content and fulfilled. So when you go into bliss states, again, it just brings up being a reincarnated, but when you go into bliss states, you are allowing that beautiful crystalline divine energy to flow through you. And like, being in bliss states is such a beautiful experience. That's why they call it bliss. But you have a lot of natural capacity for this, so you don't have to turn to external things to get this. It's inherently in you, and they love that. They love when you're in that space because everything else is easier. All of your manifestations are easier. All of your ability to do things is just easier. In this lifetime, you don't really have to, even though you're curious and learning and willing to put in the work, you have previously put in a ton of the work. So it's not like you have to sit there and kind of chip away honing a skill. You came in with all of your skills. You just seem like a very embodied spirit, like a very well versed, we would call them old souls, I guess. It's just very well versed. It's just like, some people have to come in and they have to work on one specific topic. You're like a volunteer that's come back and you're just like simply here to do the work, to like help uplift humanity, which is really freaking cool. I really, really like that for you. Okay, over here in the 6 of Swords, I feel like the impression this card is coming up as is you're an infinity being, and it doesn't matter who's tried to fight you on stuff. It's just you have no problem winning those fights. Like, you are not held back by limiting beliefs. You are not held back by anything. You have overcome everything. Like, that is the nature of your soul. And there is an ascension that you are going to, because you just naturally are that. Like, you may have reached enlightenment in previous lifetimes, whether that is in our typical past or the future, but it's like your soul has already reached that. So it's not this unachievable thing in this lifetime. Okay, back to the gibbous moon. I just wanted to double check on something with that. This is really coming back to this message of what you have been curious and learned and studied about, and the path you go down to protect the people, the planet, the plants, the animals. Those efforts are paying off in this lifetime. You are going to see the results of those efforts. So this isn't necessarily two separate hidden talents. This is the ability to protect people and the ability to accomplish your goals. If you are wondering whether or not your life is going to leave a legacy, it is. You will have a lasting impact on this planet. So if you feel called or inspired, or like some part of you is just so lit up about a social justice, about protecting plants, animals, the rainforest, the climate change, like whatever the bigger picture inspiration is, and maybe it's smaller than that, but I feel like you're just a big picture character, you're going to reach your goals. So don't stop fighting. Get out there, fight, because you have a whole spirit team behind you that is like, hell yeah, let's kick butt, take names, change the world. Like, there is so much revolutionary, massive change that has to happen on this planet, and it is going to take as many of us that are willing and possible to do the work. So get out there, join the organizations, be a leader, continue to lead with your heart. That's it, which is natural for you, right? But get out there and do that, because the energy you bring to the table is an energy of accomplishment. If you want it done, it's getting done. So please go do some good. Please go. Do not get off this reading and then go sit on the couch and, doom scroll. Like, take action, because you are one of those people that's like guaranteed to get a result. And we desperately need that on this planet. So I hope that's inspiring. I hope you really just follow that enormous heart of yours, and just know that like your success is guaranteed, your legacy is guaranteed, and your impact is guaranteed. You will make it. You will make it. So please go do the work, but you probably already are, but just do it. If you're thinking about doing something, just do it, because it matters so much right now. All right, pile number 3, this is what I see for you. If you would like a personal reading, the link is in the description. Don't forget to click and subscribe. And until next time, pile number 3, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.